Hey, what's up, guys? So, people have been asking me to do a video on Elite Dungeons 2 because I've been running it a lot lately, and people have been asking for tips on speed and whatnot. So, I figured I'd go through one of my runs and just, say what I'm thinking, what specific strategies I'm using, and uh, yeah, just go over one run. Um, so this is about a 26, 27 minute run. Not the best. I generally get anywhere from 25 to 30 minutes as long as I don't die. I've gotten my personal best is probably about 23 minutes, but yeah. So this is like an average run, you'd say. But I have some clips, some other clips for places that I messed up, basically outlining like how I messed up and whatnot. But anyways, some things I want to mention before I start. I do only use mage with Elite Tectonic. I have the Dragon Slayer perk on my Tectonic, which is really good in this dungeon. And I also use Dominion Mines. I use about 20, usually a little less, about 18 maybe. But Dominion Mines are very good in this dungeon because they can deal 20k damage to basically any mob with really high HP, which is like the Celestials and the Gemstone Dragons, and even the hands on the last boss. So, yeah, Dominion Mines are very good. Let's see, what else? I use a Steel Titan, and I generally try to not bank during my runs. I just eat blubbers. I've gotten to the point where I don't need that much food. But in this run, I actually do bank after Verak Lith, but it's kind of not RNG, but sometimes you just gotta bank. Then I'll just go bank. But anyways, all right. So that's all I wanted to cover before I started. Oh, also, I don't use summon pots because I'm an Iron Man, and that would probably speed it up considerably. But you might have to bank, so maybe bank for every boss. I don't know. But anyways, all right, let's go into this. So first room's pretty easy, just the slimes. I actually don't have a Dren here. Usually I come in here with full Dren because these slimes are kind of annoying, but general idea is I use Corruption Blast into Devotion, and then I use Detonate to extend my Devotion timer. So you see it just extended there. So I got 20 seconds of Devotion with Prey Melee on. So yeah, like this room isn't that difficult as long as you use Devotion. You should be able to clear them out before your Devotion ends. I'm gonna highlight a mistake I did here. So I've been doing this a lot recently. If you bladed dive first and then surge after, like I do here, these dragons won't see you, these red dragons. So, and that's a bad thing because you want these red dragons to block all these monsters. Because I only kill what's necessary. So like you only need to kill 4 blobs in this first room to get to the next part, right? So I only kill 4 blobs and then I go to the next room, right? So there's like a bunch left over still. And these dragons are really helpful in blocking those blobs. Like they really help out with not getting wrecked by them, so yeah. So in this clip, I made a mistake. I bladed eye surged past them, so they didn't see me. So I actually backtrack a little bit just to get their aggro, and then I go back into this corner. And then I single this red dragon out. I use this fix on him or whatever. And one thing I want to make note of is a lot of the time in this dungeon, I make use of my AoE abilities. Being concentrated blast, or not concentrated blast, corruption blast, dragon breath, and chain. Yeah, setting those up is really important for this dungeon, getting the most damage you can out of them. One thing I will note about corruption blasts is if an enemy is 2 squares apart, so like dragons, generally they're not next to each other, You know how Corruption Blast, it spreads to targets, right? Well, if enemies are 2 squares apart, you want to Corruption Blast the north one, because Corruption Blast spreads from north to south. I think it's southwest, but south is just fine, so... let's see. I'll probably do it here. Corruption Blast on this dragon? No, I don't. But I know I make use of it later. But this was kind of weird because the other red dragon was behind the blobs because of my first mistake, where I didn't grab their aggro initially. But yeah. So make sure you just you have to grab these red dragons aggro before you go into this corner, or it might mess it up a little bit. But yeah, so you'll see like a lot of AoE usage, smart AoE usage in this run. Probably right here. I probably get a. You can Dragon Breath this dragon and it'll hit all 3, like right there. All 3 of these got hit because I Dragon Breath this one. And I probably Corruption Blast. I probably should have taken close note of my run before I did it, but I didn't. Like I said, this isn't like a perfect run or anything either, so yeah. But yeah, just using your chain, using your Corruption Blast. There goes my Corruption Blast. Use it on the wrong one. It actually did spread though, so it was fine. But, you know, it is what it is, right? And then after I kill those, I go into this Golem room. Hit him a couple times while I go into this corner, and then a Corruption Blast into the Devotion. Basically the same as the first room. You want a big Devotion into Detonate to extend your Devotion, and then I go for a Tsunami here. Just this, sometimes you don't need a Tsunami. Yeah, I actually didn't need it here, so this is the first part where I like really mess up. Generally the idea here is you surge into this corner, and this dragon will block all of the like slimes that are coming. But I make a crucial mistake. Also, I'll note that I Vuln every single Celestial Dragon and Gemstone Dragon, because Vuln is really good against high HP targets. So, yeah, I should note that, I guess. But, so, like, the first big mistake I made here is I killed this dragon, and you're not actually supposed to. Because then all the slimes will go on you, and you'll have a bad time. In this room, you have to kill the 1 Celestial and either 2 slimes or 2 books, or 1 slime, 1 book. Just 2 enemies, right? So, but I have a clip, like, here. This is a different run that I was doing, and I'm gonna show you what should happen. So I Bladed Eye Surge into this corner. I Vuln it, I put Dominion Mines down to hit the Celestial. I hit him a little bit, and then once the Dominion Mines pop off, he's going to start healing, because once he goes below 37.5k HP, the Celestial Dragon, it'll start healing. And then at that point, you want to stun it. But he can only start healing once he auto-attacks after he's 37.5k HP. And then after that, it's just timed. After the first heal, it's just timed. So the first heal is predictable, so just take note of that. But yeah. So I got him really low, right? And then I just went on these books, actually. Generally, I go on slimes because the books are kind of hard to get to sometimes, but in this clip, I actually had the positioning to get to the books. So you see how the dragon, the whole time, he's blocking all these blobs, so I can, like, soul split. You can also pray mage if you want, but I just generally can't soul split. And then he started healing again, but I just stun him. And then finish him off, and then I can leave, because I killed the 2 books. But, yeah, so I did make a mistake in this clip, but just wanted to show you a good clip. So, on to the next part, the 3 Celestials in this room. You gotta kill all 3 of the Celestials. I did a Sunshine here, no Planet Feet switch, oops. Once they hit 37.5k, their next auto attack will be a heal, so make sure you stun them, which I did a bad job of there. I generally like to Excalibur here because these guys really hurt. And also, I generally like to soul split if there's more than 2 Celestials on me. Or I generally like to pray mage, rather. So, praying mage is good against more than 2 Celestials, I say. If there's only 2 on you, probably Soul Split is better, but I don't know. They do really hurt, so depends on your DPS output, what abilities you're using. But yeah, just I Vuln all 3 of them. Just kill them with the Sunshine in that corner. And then on to the next part. Bladed Dive over here. Put some Dominion Mines down on this Celestial Dragon. That's the second set of Dominion Mines I've used. First set being in the room over here, the first Celestial that I run into. And yeah, just kill him. He will block the blobs for a little bit, which gives enough time for this Celestial to walk over here. And then this Celestial will block the blobs, the slimes, whatever you want to call them. And then I come down here. Oh, also, I guess I should note you don't have to kill a Celestial. Only the one that's closest to you when you get to this part. In this room, you only got to kill a Celestial, the one that's closest to the boss. And yeah, don't really do anything special. No Dominion Mines or anything. They're on cooldown, so. Alright. I will go over a little bit of bosses. Like, I don't want to like focus too much on the bosses. This video is mostly for the pathing, but generally for Astellarn, I do both of my thresholds at the start, and then I use Gothic Staff Spec, and then kill the Pulsar. Fast forward a little bit. Once this first black hole is placed, I generally take a res, because his HP sometimes it gets capped at like once you place the black hole. Generally not the first one, but I still rather get the little bit of HP from resing right here. Like there's a 3k heal right there just from a res, right? And I generally res like 2 to 3 times per fight, so. And it's generally after I'm done with the white hole, so. I get the neutron spawn here. Bladed Dive across the black hole. Go in, do a Sunshine. A lot of the healing from this guy is Soul Split flicking, because you get a ton of health from Soul Split flicking, because you deal bonus damage when you're in this white hole, so. Or black hole, I don't know, whatever. But, yeah, just Sunshine. And then I also use Sacrifice while I'm in my Sunshine, while I'm in this black hole for extra health if I need it. So, yeah, just highlighting some things. Also, keeping a Vuln on him at all times is pretty important. Generally, I Vuln with every Sunshine, so. And that's true throughout this whole dungeon, throughout all the bosses, basically, so. Yeah, gotta keep your Vulns up. Extra 10% damage for a minute is very impactful. So you'll see after I finish that black hole and I come out and place another one, I go for another res. So because if you see, I'm hitting like 300s on him, so my damage is negligible anyway. So attacking him doesn't really do anything. You can also devotion at this point, like before you kill the pulsar. I didn't in this clip, but sometimes I do. Just depends. There's a neutron. Lure the neutron in. Then go for another Sunshine. And I actually messed up in this clip. I didn't actually kill him in time. Generally, he's dead at this point. But I don't know, I did something else. But I go for another res. You see, every time I finish this black hole, or I place another one, I go for a res, basically. So I got 3 reses in this fight for like 7k HP, which is also health damage reduced because, you know, res is OP, but anyways. And then the neutron comes out and I finish him off. Alright. This is an okay Astellarn. Not the best, but good enough, right? And we're on to the next part. So place 2 Dominion Mines on this Celestial. And just kill. You only need to kill the 2 that are closest to you. I think it's 2 in this room, but I just killed 2 closest to me, generally. Remember to Vuln them. You know, Vuln usage is key. This is the first part that's like kind of speed strat-esque. So basically, there's these spiders, right? And everyone hates these spiders. Basically, you can skip them if you go to this. You see this part of the wall that's falling out, like falling on the floor, and I'm like spam clicking on it. If you go to that spot and you put on your bladed dive switch, and then you queue up your bladed dive, and then you click and surge in the same tick. Oh god, that was laggy. Hold on, let me do that again. Alright. Yeah, so you bladed dive and surge in the same tick, right? And then you skip all the spiders. None of the spiders saw me because like the server is too slow to recognize me, so yeah. That was invented by Arson A's. Shout out to him for showing me that. But yeah, then you can just kill these lava strike worms. Sometimes they'll aggro you even when you're over here, so you gotta be careful, like watch where they're pathing. And then bladed dive surge. I go into this black dragon. I generally barge him, and sometimes I put down Dominion Mines on him. I'd say most of the time. I didn't this run for whatever reason, but yeah. The Dominion Mine doesn't do full damage to black dragons, so I only Dominion Mine him for whatever reason, the first one. I don't Dominion Mine anymore, but I guess you could. I'm not sure how much damage it does, but I just know it's not 10k. This is like, you know, making usage of my Corruption Blast and stuff. AoE abilities. Dragon Breath, Chain. And then on to the next part. All of these black dragons, you have to kill them. Unfortunately, you have to kill every black dragon. Not sure why, but yeah. There's no like skipping sets of black dragons to go faster. I guess I remember looking through this clip, and if you notice the compass north is over here. This dragon is on the north, right? And like I said earlier, the Corruption Blast spreads north to south. So I target this dragon to use Corruption Blast. I just use it, and you'll see it spread to this guy, and then to this guy, and then to this guy. So like making use of your Corruption Blast and Corruption Blasting from the north is really important. If I Corruption Blasted the south one, it probably wouldn't have spread because most of the dragons are 2 squares apart. So yeah, just AoE usage, make good use of it. That's basically what this part of the dungeon is. That's basically this whole dungeon, is making smart usage of your Dragon Breath and your Chain and your Corruption Blast. So yeah, nothing special about these dragons, just AoE them down. You have to kill 4 Lava Strike Worms. I generally kill these 4. Sunshine right here, and then just, you know. Getting a chain on this Lava Strike Worm will give you a 300% damage chain, because it'll spread to this one and this one. You can't get a 300% chain if you chain any other one, so yeah, make good use of that chain ability damage. It's 300% damage, so very good ability. Nice, fix that one. Kill all the lava strikes. On to the next room, which is black dragons, and you got to kill them all again. Make good use of your AoE abilities. Generally, I come in and I use all of my AoE abilities on these. So I Corruption Blast, Dragon Breath, Chain, and then I go over to this guy, and then I use Wild Magic Asphyx, because he's like off on his own. And then by the time I Wild Magic Asphyx, my AoE abilities are on cooldown, or off cooldown, so I come back over here and I use all my AoE abilities again to kill all these with AoEs, since the AoE is more efficient over here than it is over here. Right, and then we're on to Verak Lith. I do mess up in the Verak Lith fight a little bit, but I will show you a clip of me not messing up. But generally, this boss is just sunshining on cooldown and volning every time you sunshine. So I don't really have that much to go over for this fight. I don't want to go over the mechanics, really. I just want to go over like tips that I can give you to speed up your times, but I only have like one real tip, which I'll get to in a little while. I'm trying to make sure that there's not anything like special that I do. Generally, I just like sunshine and Vuln, or miss my Vuln like here. I probably Vulned right here. Yeah. But keeping your Vuln up, keep your sunshines on cooldown. And then I guess rezzing the pillars, but that's not, I mean, I think everyone does that at this point that actually runs ED2. Oh, one thing I will note actually is if you find that Verak Lith is melee distancing you a lot, it might be because of these spires. If these spires are in between you and Verak Lith, he will like try, like he can't get past this, so he walks up to you. So try, when the spire pops up, take note of its positioning, and if it's in between you and Verak Lith, just be careful because you might get meleeed. You see him move, he moved a little bit right there until I, like, when I saw that spire pop up, I wanted to go over here so that he had sight of me. So yeah, I guess that's something that some people might find useful. I think it, like, the eggs also block line of sight, so he probably tries to go around eggs also. So yeah, but just be careful with that. Here's where I first mess up, or here's where I mess up in the fight, rather. So at this point, he's about to do his tornado spec, and I just let it eat my sunshine. There goes 10 seconds of my sunshine, right? Normally, when I'm actually conscious, this is what I do. So you get the pillar before the tornadoes, res it. Oh god, VLC, stop. And then he'll do 4 attacks while you're killing the spire. On his 4th attack, you want to surge away, and then he throws his tornadoes. And then I bladed dive back to my sunshine. Of course, this depends on if you have your sunshine up. I mean, you should if you're keeping your sunshine down on cooldown, but yeah. Just wanted to note that that's something that can help speed your times up if you generally don't get your sunshine damage off, like I didn't in this clip. But yeah. Oh, my Titan died. Oh, that's probably why I banked. I didn't actually need to bank this round, I guess, but yeah. Anyways. Then we go into another pillar, and then... Ooh, this is a pretty bad kill, actually. Pretty slow. But, anyways. So, rinse, repeat. Sunshine on cooldown. Vuln on cooldown. Or not on cooldown. Vuln when he's sunshine. Then we're off to the next part. Do a quick bank. Get a Titan. I'm actually on Runic at this point. But come over here. This part I use my Dominion Mines on the first dragon, and I also Vuln all the dragons. So camp dual wield and just like Vuln with abilities. Yeah. Because like they all have so much HP that Vuln is really useful. And then I sunshine once I get over here. The Vulns are kind of lossless because you have to run over here anyway. I run over here because you don't have to kill those first 2 dragons. You only have to kill these 4. The 3 purples and the green that's closest to the gate. So, yeah. Just make sure that they're all vulned if you care for that extra DPS increase. Which you should if you want to go for speed, but yeah. Just AoEing them down. This is a very important place to like make use of your AoE abilities like Dragon Breath and Chain and Corruption Blast, because they're very easy to AoE. And I generally try and finish this part when my sunshine is gone, Like, generally, I can kill them before my sunshine goes down. Or not before, but a little bit after. So, yeah. I'm up here. You only need to kill these 2 gemstone dragons. I've owned them. Go in this corner. Put Dominion Mines down on this guy. Yeah, so you'll see the Dominion Mines pop right here. And that's the last set of Dominion Mines I use before the boss. So, yeah. Just kill them. AoE them down. Surge, Bladed Dive. You can Bladed Dive across this gap. It's pretty cool. It's not, I mean, it's not like insane. Not like insane time save, but it's something, right? Barge over here. Vuln both of these dragons. There's a Vuln, there's a Vuln. And then AoE them down. You only have to kill these 2. You don't have to kill these other 2 dragons that are coming over here. So, yeah, only kill those 2. Gate will open up, and then you'll be on the last 2. Vuln them both. And kill them, right? You can ignore these. They're from the other room, so. Yeah. Kill those 2, and then the gate will open for the last boss. So for the last boss, you want to make sure that you surge in, because if you don't, these dragons that are following you might make it inside of the boss fight, which is not good, obviously. But, yeah, so I surge in. First thing I do is Plant of Feet, Sunshine, and I also place 2 Dominion Mines, because they work on the black hands that spawn after you get him to 520k HP, so. Yeah, this is just a standard rotation, just like Wild Magic Asphyx. Yeah, throw a Guthic Staff in there. Once he gets to 520k, he phases. For 515, I don't know. Lately, he's been phasing a little lower, but make sure you Vuln all of these black hands. Vuln is good on these black hands. And since I placed my mines at the beginning of the fight, they're almost off cooldown already. So what I do is I'll go over to the second hand, and generally they'll be off cooldown. And I'll Bladed Dive to this spot right here. Okay, I'll redo that. Even though you guys can pause anyway, because it's YouTube. Sorry, I'm a YouTube noob. But anyways, so I Bladed Dive to there, place my mines, and then come back up here. This is a safe spot, kind of, ish. If you stand on any of these sides, these 4 sides, at this point, the hands that come out when he mages you won't actually go towards you. They'll just pass right by you. So you'll see that these hands that are coming out, they don't actually go to me. So that's pretty useful. You don't have to move at all. You can just, you only get hit by his mage hits. So, but yeah, just Vulning these hands. Sunshined on the west side, I guess. Worth mentioning. Even though it's pretty obvious, right? But go to the safe spot again on this side. So I don't have to deal with the hands. Wild Magic Asphyx, just kill this hand. Sunshine generally is up when this hand is at like half HP for me, so I'll just Sunshine again so that I can get on Black Sand Dragon. So I Sunshine, DPS rotation. Try and get a flank in usually at this point. But I actually didn't on this in this fight. Flanking is really good on this boss because he just like sits still when he's doing the spiral attack, so that's why I bring flanking, basically. But yeah, so let's see, nothing really special, just soul splitting, killing him. I use meta to get him down to 260k, and then he starts flying. And then you just sit there for a minute or whatever, however long it is. Nothing you can do. My favorite mechanic. Alright, he's finally done flying. Once he's done flying, Volnum, Sunshine behind him so that you can flank if you're bringing a flanking switch. And then, yeah, just your average DPS rotation. And, yeah, I mean, that's pretty much the fight. Nothing else really happens. I just DPS him down. But, yep, so I think that will do it. Thank you guys for watching. If you have any questions, anything that I maybe didn't go over, you can post them in the comments section, I suppose. Oh, I forgot to say weapon poison. Weapon poison's really good here. Great. Now I have to redo the video. No. It's fine. I'll just put it in the description or something. But, yeah. Thanks for watching, guys. See you next time.